Well, g'day, welcome to the recommended resources on the church in the fire. Really, this is a focus on how the church has, throughout its history, gone through much suffering, sometimes at the hand of persecutors, other times just through war, famine, sickness. And I've collated this resource library here for you, and it'll grow over time, but so that you can just go through and have a read of some of the books and articles, some of the courses that you can study through, even if you've got more time. There's things that you can listen to or books that you can buy. And they're all there so that you can really get an idea and an encouragement and a fire in your bones for God's passion for the church that He takes through suffering. There's some examples of how Spurgeon lived through the cholera outbreak in London. There's some examples of how Luther lived through war and persecution and the plague outbreak in Germany. There's going to be lots of different ways that you can learn there about how the church goes through periods of and seasons of suffering. I want to especially recommend to you, if I can do two things, To the Golden Shore by Anderson, the biography of Adoniram Judson. There's many biographies that you can get of him. This is one of the medium length ones. It's about 500 pages, an amazing read. An amazing read and a story of what God does with somebody who is willing to suffer for the mission of God. When individuals do that, God uses them like a seed in the ground. Though they die to self, God grows the church through them. But then there's some other ones in there which are all about how the church as a whole goes through suffering. You're going to be really blessed as you do that. I want to especially recommend, down the bottom there will be a MP3 series called Men Who Rocked the World. And that's a lecture series made available from Monergism, but developed by Stephen Lawson and his institute. And that is an amazing few conferences and a few lectures at each conference, all about taking a couple of men from each period of the Reformation and onwards and taking a look at their life and how they and their church really pushed through on the battle for God's glory, and God did amazing things through them. So they're my favorite two that I want to recommend to you, but all of the ones that you read below will be very helpful for recommended resources on the church going through periods of trial. God bless.